So we are live again today. You're welcome. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. So today we are going to be doing something very, very yummy. Guys, we are going to be making bread rolls live, okay? So if you can hear me, let me know and let's get started. Guys, this my bread rolls is second to none. That's my bread rolls. It's second to none. So I'm just going to position my camera very well. If you can hear me, say hi. Who is that? Okay. Sorry for the break in transmission. We are back. So if you can hear me, say hello, give us a wave, and let's get started. Okay. I can see hello. Hi. Welcome to another episode of our live cooking with Chef Anna. And today we are going to be baking. We are not cooking, but we are baking. So I'm going to be teaching you how to make my signature bread rolls. So it's actually wheat bread. So it's not the regular bread rolls. This is wheat bread rolls, and some of it I'm going to be topping it with sesame seed. Okay, so these are my ingredients. Over here I have my wheat flour. Can you see it? Okay, so this is my wheat flour. Okay, so if you're just coming, you're welcome, and we are making wheat bread rolls. Okay, so this is very, very nice for your normal snacking, for breakfast, name it. It comes in very handy. So I'm using golden penny multi-purpose wheat flour. Okay, so you can use it for a variety of things, but today I'm going to be using it for my bread rolls. Okay, so aside this, I have my sesame seed, and you'll be learning how I would use this for these bread rolls. And I also have eggs. I'm using 2 eggs. I have my milk, powdered milk. So this, so I'm in Nigeria. We use our containers, so it's not yogurt that is inside. I actually use it to keep my yeast because it's airtight. So this is yeast, not yogurt. Oh. And here I have my date powder. So I use date powder for my sweetening, and I also use condensed milk. So I'll bring the condensed milk very soon. Okay, so these are what I use for my wheat bread. Okay, so I'm just going to okay, let me just clear this up so that I can open the fridge and get my condensed milk. Okay, so basically I have my mixer. Guys, you're not going to be mixing manually, so if you don't have a mixer, you can also mix your bread manually. Okay, so I also sweeten with condensed milk. Okay, so let's get started right now. Okay, so for this recipe, you would need your kitchen scale. You would need your kitchen scale. Okay, so you just want to, I'm going to be measuring everything in this bowl. This is the bowl that the mixer comes with. So since I'm going to be doing all my mixing in this bowl, I would as well measure everything directly into this bowl. So these are the different, if you can hear me, say hello. I can see you all are watching. Hello. You can drop your name in the comment section. My name is Chef Anna. What's your name? I want to know you. May I meet you? Okay, so these are the different hooks that my mixer comes with. So this one is basically for making cake and anything batter. This this one this one is just for normal mixing of stuffs, okay? And finally, this one is for mixing of dough. And this is what we are going to be using today because we are making bread, and bread is dough, not batter. Okay, so this is it. So I'm just going to set this aside and then let's get started. Can you see my mixer? It's so nice. Okay, I hope you can see the scale and the calibrations. Okay, so to start, you're going to turn on your scale and make sure that it's tarred. By tar, I mean the weight of the bowl has been included. So you can see this is actual weight of the bowl. You can see, so tie it. When you tie it, it gets back to zero. So when it does that, you are sure that you are on the right track, okay? That you're not going to be taking measurements. So this will give you accurate measurements, okay? So for this recipe, we are going to be using um we are going to be using we are going to be using 714 grams of new. If you are just coming now, we are actually bread rolls, okay? So yeah, just open. Wow, I'm just going to use a knife to cut it open. It's actually so strong. I thought I could do it with my hands, but I gave up. Okay, so it's nice and open now. So my scale has off, I wasted time. Okay, so this is it, is in zero. Always ensure that your scale is zero before you start measuring. Okay, once you've gotten that, the next thing is to pour in your flour. And I told you that we're using 714 grams of this flour today. Okay, ideally this should be around 1 kg. So we're using 714 grams. Oh, that's a lot. Maybe I should just make more than that, since the remaining flour is not much, so there is no need of keeping it. There is actually no need of keeping it. Okay, so let's do more. Let me just use all. Okay, so you have to make sure that your this thing is always in zero before you start baking. Okay, okay, so because I added extra flour, I'm going to be needing extra eggs. So as opposed to 2 eggs, we are going to be using 3 eggs. Okay, 3 eggs. So because I'm using, this is it. So because the flour is nice and incorporated, okay, I just started the bowl. The next thing I'll be putting in would be my powdered milk. Okay, my powdered milk. There are different ways to make your bread rolls or burger bun. but this my recipe always comes in handy for me, and it has never failed me. So I always use this recipe. Okay, so I'm going to be using 3 condensed milk. So 200 grams. Okay, that's it. 200 grams of milk, of my powdered milk. I think we are back. Christina, welcome. Thank you for joining. So the next thing that will be going in would be the the dates sugar. Okay, so I often don't use white sugar for my recipes, most of my recipes. Okay, especially for my personal consumption, I don't use white sugar. I use date powder, date paste, or date syrup. So if you have any of that, please make use of it. And if you don't know how to do them, you can always go to my channel, because I have a lot of these recipes there. Okay, I have a lot of it there. Okay, so for this, I would be adding 5 tablespoons. Okay, so I'm just trying to just break up some lumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want it to be more sugary, you can do more. Okay, so I ended up using 7 tablespoons. So it all depends on your taste bud. Okay, it all depends on your taste bud. So if you're just passing by, if you're just coming now, if you're just joining now, we are making wheat bread with burger bun. Some people call it bread rolls, but we are using wheat flour. We are not using the regular flour. So the next thing that will be entering for my sweetener is my condensed milk, and I'll be using 6 tablespoons. Okay, 3. I'm scooping big, because this actually is coming out from the freezer, so it's actually kind of frozen. So I think we'll just stop at these 4 scoops. We'll stop at 5, because I'm actually scooping more than necessary, because it's actually kind of frozen. Okay, so that is that. So the sweeteners and the measurement of the sweeteners are subject to your taste bud. Okay, so if you like more sugar, more sweeteners, you can do more. Okay, or by the process of mixing, you can test your dough, and if it's not giving what you want, you can always adjust it. So here I have my wheat flour, my date sugar, and then condensed milk. That is what is here for now. And then next up, we are going to be going in with our eggs. Okay, use fresh eggs. Okay, always use fresh eggs. Use fresh eggs. Okay, so this is it. So I'm just going to release the remaining condensed milk that is hanging on the spoon into this bowl. So we are making bread rolls. Bread rolls, you can call it burger bun, but we are using wheat flour. Okay, we are using wheat flour. So this is what we have here. And the next thing that will be entering here is going to be a pinch of salt. So I'm just going to add in a little salt. Emphasis on little. So it's very small. Okay. And then I always like to use my yeast last. I always like to use my yeast last, okay? You can see the time we've wasted or we've spent trying to harmonize and put every ingredient. So if you have put your yeast, you know, it will be losing strength, okay? So I'm using Angel Instant Dry Yeast, okay? You can use any yeast that you have. So for the yeast, I'm going to be doing 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So I'm just going to scoop all that. So quick one, if you actually want your bread to rise faster, if you want the dough for your bread to rise faster, use lukewarm water, okay? Use lukewarm water. But if you have a lot of time to spare, maybe you're not in a hurry, then you can use room temperature water. But we don't have a lot of time, so we are going to be using lukewarm water. So I'm just going to run through all the ingredients that we have here. We have our wheat flour, we have our brown sugar, which is the dates powder. We have lukewarm, we have salt, yeast, eggs, condensed milk, and powdered milk. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be adding is going to be my oil. Okay, so for this bread, I'm not using butter, but I'm using oil. And while at it, please use good oil. So I'm using a blend of olive oil and rapeseed oil. So if you have olive oil, use preferably. Okay, so you can use olive oil. So we are making this bread as healthy as possible. So if you're on a weight loss journey, this is very, very effective. Okay, so choose this bread rather than the normal white bread that you always buy. Okay, so for the oil, I'm going to be doing let me measure it with this cup. I hope you can see. So for the oil, I'm going to be doing, that's 120 grams of it. Okay, 120 grams of the oil. So let's measure together. This 44, we need 120. 44 plus 52. Please, someone help me with the calculation. Let me just wipe this off so it will not interfere in our reading. 44 plus 52. Let's know how many there is remaining. Can I calculate? Okay, let me calculate that. 44 plus 52. That's 96, and we need 120 minus 96. Okay, we still need 24 to go. Okay. Okay. This 28. Yeah, that's exactly 24. So that is it. And I'm just going to pour in a little extra oil, and this extra will show you how we'll use it later. Okay, so it's not going into the mixture right now. We are going to be using it later. So I'm just going to set this aside, and let's focus on the mixing proper. Okay, so if you're wondering what we are doing, we're making wheat bread. Okay, so I'm just going to fix this, drop it down on the mixer. You can see it's on. I'm just going to start. So you always start slow so it doesn't, puff off and make a mess of the whole kitchen. Okay, so while that is getting ready, The next thing you want to actually do is to start heating up your water. So like I said, there are two ways you can do this. Is either you use your lukewarm water or you use room temperature water, but it all depends on the time you have. So because we don't have so much time to spare, we are going to be using lukewarm water. So while this is getting all mixed up, I'm in the background boiling water. Okay, so I'm boiling water. So lukewarm water, it doesn't need to be very hot. You know what lukewarm means now? In between hot and cold. Okay, so you can see. So you just want to just incorporate all this into, okay. So this is not actually to form a dough yet, but just to mix up these ingredients. So once we add the water, everything can now incorporate nice and well, okay. So this is just like a premix. So this is a premix. So hello Christina, hello Global, you are all welcome. My name is Chef Anna. May I know you? I want to know you. I can see a lot of people online and watching and learning, but I don't know you. Please, I want to know you. Please now, help me. Help me to know you. I beg. I really want to know you. If you want to know me, I'm Chef Anna, okay? Lina, hi. Hello. Hello, Lina. Thank you. So Lina has said hi. Who else is there? I can see a lot of you. Please, I want to know you. Drop it in the comments so that I can see the names of those watching. Just being in the background and watching and liking won't give me the luxury of the opportunity to know you, but I really, really want to know you. So please go a step further by commenting so that your name can pop up and I will see your name, okay? So always reserve some egg for your egg wash. Lina, how are you? We are learning. Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, try. Stop the machine and scrape the whole thing. Definitely, I'm going to stop the machine, but this is like a premix, okay? So when I get to the point where I will stop the machine, I will stop the machine, okay? So this is like a premix, okay? It's not yet time to stop the machine, but I will stop the machine when it's time to stop the machine. Okay, so right about now, I'll be going in with the lukewarm water. Okay, so once I go in with the lukewarm water, meanwhile, thank you, Tries, for your contribution. Thank you so much. So at least you're happy now. I've stopped the machine and I've scraped it. Hope you're happy. So you can see there are a lot of powdered flour there. So I've not added water yet. So I'm just going to add in the water now. So I always advise that you eyeball your water. I don't really give measurements for water when I'm teaching anything about baking, and that is because flour differs, okay. So some brands absorb a lot of water while some others do not absorb so much. So I always like you to get the texture. So the most important thing is to um sorry about that. The most important thing is to note the texture of what we are doing so that when you are doing yours, you can, do the same. So I'm just going to stop this so that I can scrape it more, so that everything can get nice and well incorporated. Okay, so we are aiming at making a dough. Okay, so we want to form a dough. So the machine will still do its thing, but let's just give it a little help so that it doesn't break down. Yeah, so I'm just going to, scrape the spoon off. I think I prefer making cakes than making bread, because bread can be so messy. Believe me, it can be so messy. So if you are joining us for the first time, my name is Chef Anna, and I'm your host for today. I would like to know you. Please drop your name, drop a comment so that I can see your name. I've seen Tries, I've seen Lena, I've seen Global. So drop your own comment so that I can see your name and give you a shout out. So I always advise, if you're using a mixer, start from low. Okay, start from low, then you keep increasing. Whoa, whoa. Tell me you're in Nigeria without telling me you're in Nigeria. This is it. So I'm just going to quickly turn on the generator. Sorry for that. It wasn't intentional. So I'm just going to quickly turn on the generator. Sorry. I sincerely apologize for that. So let's just quickly turn on the generator. I think it wants to rain. That's why they took the light. So it wants to rain. Okay, guys, you're welcome back. I'm sorry that had to happen again. Henceforth, I think whenever we want to go live, we'll just turn on the generator. Let's not bank with the NEPA, because the season, it's raining season now, so let's not have so much hope on the NEPA. Okay, so we are back. Henceforth, we'll just use generator. Even if there is light, we'll use generator, so that we don't get thrown out the way we just did. Okay, so I'm so sorry about that. Okay, thank you guys for being here and for looking out for me. If you are just joining us, please drop your comments. I want to know your name. My name is Chef Anna. What's your name? So I'm just going to allow the mixer to do its thing, okay, until this forms a dough. So like I said, if you're in a hurry, use lukewarm water to mix your dough. But if you have all the time, you can use room temperature water. So the difference is just that the temperature of the lukewarm water would help activate the yeast faster. So it would ensure that it rises faster, okay? But if you are using normal water, it's just going to take its own time and, rise, okay? So it all depends on your time. If you have a lot of time to spare, by all means use normal water. But for us that we don't have a lot of time, we can use lukewarm water. Okay, so I'm just going to increase this a little bit more. Like I said, you start from low and increase as you go. So had it been I started from this medium, it would have just splashed the floor. all around and it will mess up everywhere, and you don't want that, okay? So that's why you start low and you increase, okay? So the good thing about using a mixer is that it makes your work fast. So the time that you used to need if you are doing manual mixing and the manpower it takes, oh, it's nothing to write home about. So try as much as possible to invest in mixers. And please, disclaimer, don't use a hand mixer for this process, okay? It will spoil your hand mixer. If you want to use a mixer for this, always invest in a stand mixer, okay? Invest in a stand mixer. It will do you a lot of good. I can see so many loves rushing out, but I can't see any comments. If you are sending love, please drop a comment so that I could at least appreciate and call your name, okay? Who is sending the love? Please drop a comment, even if it's a hi, so that I can call your name and give you a shout out, okay? So this is a community. We are all family here. So yesterday we met chicken sauce, guys. Did I gist you? And Kayla, right? Kayla, yes, Kayla was here. So she was here from beginning to the end and she made it fun. So who is going to make today's edition fun? Who is going to make this bread making class fun for us? So if you're the one, drop a comment and let's interact as we go. Hope the mixer is not making a lot of noise. If it is, I'm sincerely sorry. So right about now, I just increased the speed a little bit and the mixer is not taking it, so I had to just leave it with this one. So let's stick to what it's doing, okay? So hello, if you are just joining now, my name is Chef Anna. What's your name? I would like to know your name so that I can give you a shout out, okay? So one thing you must note while making bread is the kneading of your dough. If your dough you don't knead it well, your bread will not come out soft. It will not have a very nice texture, okay? So when making your bread, you want to cool down and knead the dough, whether you are manually mixing the dough or you are using a mixer. Try as much as possible to, mix it well, okay? And also if you are working with a stand mixer, don't leave it on for so long. So right about now, I'm just going to off it and allow it to rest while we check on the dough. So you can see the dough is not ready yet, but it's almost getting there. So it's not really, you can see, so it still has a little way to go, okay? So this is how to check your dough. You try and draw it, okay? You can see that it still have a long way to go, and I feel my dough is strong. So I'm just going to add in a little bit water, just a little. So the dough is actually strong. Okay, so we're just going to knead this. So guys, this bread